What time is it?
Blunt time. What up, y'all? I'm your host, Champagne.
Co-host King Kimbo.
You feel me? Welcome to our channel. We got so much to talk about, y'all. What we finna talk about?
Alright, you the main host,
We gonna let my beat play real quick. All right, y'all. What up, King? How you feeling?
Faded. How you
Faded.
feeling?
I'm feeling good. This is our first episode. Like, welcome them to our channel. You feel me? Like, introduction, everything. Tell us about you. Let them know what you do. What you do?
I do music. I do everything. I don't know how to do it. Teach it to me and I can do it.
I like that. For those of you that didn't tune in from last night's live, I'm Champagne. I'm a promoter. My podcast, I do poetry heavy, beat making. I'm pretty much the same as her. Like, I love learning new things. So anything new to learn, I'm with it. But shout out to my mom because she sent me a couple links. You know, she supports me and stuff. So she sent me a couple links with some questions and some topics that maybe we should talk about. And basically, like, this podcast is just like, we're going to have motivational speakers, upcoming artists,
Models, entrepreneurs,
all that.
chefs, whatever.
Even if you like a barber, anything. Like, you hop on our podcast, let's talk about it.
Everybody come up is different, so everybody's story is different.
Mm-hmm. So today, the topic is, what are the red flags in a friendship? Like, what would you say to, like, our audience and, you know, our supporters and stuff? Like, how
How you got a good friend,
like,
or a
if
bad
you have
friend?
a good friend or a bad friend, or what is a red flag to you from, like, your experiences? Because I'm pretty sure everybody's experiences are different. You feel me?
I mean, honestly, it's hard to really say when it comes to friendships because, like, you could say some red flags could be if a nigga's too friendly, you get me? But sometimes that person is just really friendly. But people that's real friendly to you could be really people that's snakes and they just
Right.
kiki in your face. But then again, like I said, that's just their personality.
Yeah, for sure.
So, for when it comes to friendship, I feel like it's kind of hard to really tell if a friend is really there for you or not. Because you can have a friendship for 10 years, motherfuckers still stab you in the back. You have a friendship with some, like, you get me? So it just really varies. It's hard to really tell about a friendship, in my opinion.
I agree with that. I agree with that heavily because, like you said, you never know you don't know everybody's personality. Like, you can't just judge a book by its cover. Like, there's going to be people that are quiet and maybe they're so overly quiet where people might think they're creepy. You get what I'm saying? Or you're just overly, like, what is it? Like an extrovert where you're just, like, so social with everybody. And then it's like, people are like, what's wrong with her? Why is she so sociable? Why is she so nice? Why is she so this, that, you know?
Yeah.
But I would definitely say, like, on top of that, adding onto that, like, in your friendship, if you ever notice, like, if they're not there for you, or, you know, they
don't support you.
Yeah, if they don't support you, or generally, like, not support in, oh, let me, like, spend money on you. Support as in, like, hey, oh, you dropped out a new song, let me just go show some love and, you know, share it, or let me go listen to it and, you know, tell you how I feel about it, like, just feedback and all that, just making them be a better person. Like, if you don't want to make your friend a better them or want to see them be a better them, then why are you even their friend? Like, why are you even around?
Support is free, and supporting somebody else is not going to knock your come up. If you feel like supporting somebody else is going to fuck up your bag, then you need to rethink your life, because supporting somebody else and helping somebody else get a bag shouldn't mess up your bag.
Yeah, facts. That's some big facts. And also, like, adding on to that, like, what it's just friendship is like, and there's also the perspective of support is not given though, so don't expect it.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Some people out there might can relate to this where they were raised more independently and they're just even independent themselves.
Yeah.
You get me? And when you're
That's
an independent
why I
person,
said it's hard to really say a red flag for a friendship because it all depends on what they've been through or how they how they friendships went and shit. Like I said, everybody's story different, so they friendships in the past could have ended a certain way, so that's why they are a certain way. And they might act a certain way just to see how you're gonna respond, and you might think it's them being weird or being fake or something, but that's just them having their guard up or whatever. So it's hard to really say, like I said before, in my opinion.
yeah. Let me figure out the next question. I think I see one that is kind of interesting. What was your perspective on mental health growing up versus now? Okay, this is okay on my show. I'm gonna just put it out there. This is real raw, okay, raw and uncut. When I was little, there was somebody in my life where I met them and they were addicts, and I got so scared. I got so scared when I saw them. Like, I don't know, like it just no, I didn't even spark. I just got so scared, like, to even see that. Like, I don't know, like the way they were acting. I was young, I didn't know what that meant, and then it's like looking back on it, it was like. I was scared of like something that is just like actually serious, and sometimes like people don't spread enough awareness about it. You get me? I would definitely say like they don't really educate little kids enough about it. But it's like, do you even think that kids need to be introduced to that at a young age?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. For one, they shouldn't really be introduced to it. For two, I don't even really feel like a kid should be diagnosed with shit like that at a young age because a lot of kids, they grow up just hyperactive, you feel me? And it takes a while, to really be able to tell. But obviously there are certain signs that you can see in a kid when they're younger if they are going to be a certain way or if they're going to have a problem or whatever. But my perspective, though, on the question of how I feel about mental health versus when I was a kid versus now, I can say medication only works on certain people, not for everybody. I can say that because
facts.
I only say that because certain people take medication, they still take it and they cool. That shit just didn't work for me, and it didn't work for certain people that I knew too. So it just depends on your body, and then too, I also think it's more so like a mind thing. Like a lot of shit is really like a mind thing. Whatever you put in your head, that's more so like how you feel about it.
It's like, again, like a placebo effect. Like basically, it's just you have to be open minded.
It's like you're a protester. It's like you're a protester. You're just protesting in your head about something, how you feel about it. You're protesting to yourself, so you get so strong about that opinion to where when you take something or you do something, or that effect has that effect on you versus somebody else, is because you had that feeling that was going to happen if you did that or if you took that or whatever. So, but also too, you feel me? It's like it just also depends. So it's like growing up, I see a difference because, like you said, we didn't learn about it at a young age, so it's kind of hard. But it's like also having people that have mental issues or being someone with type of mental issues or whatever, it's like people should be aware of it because it's serious and affects other people.
It plays a big part.
If you don't know about it and you come across somebody with certain type of issues, depending on what type of issues they have, you have to come across that person a certain way because, like you said, the triggers. You might say something or do something, and it might bug that person. Because when I was in high school, there was this kid, the click of a pen would irritate the fuck out that nigga. But I had a problem to where, you feel me, it's like I had to tap or click my pen or whatever. It was just like
yeah, or tapping on the desk or like moving your leg.
It would bug this kid so bad to where he'll start like getting real angry or whatever. But when I realized it's like I tried my best to stop, but it would become a habit to where I did it, and it's like I got in trouble a lot for it. And it's crazy because I tried my best not to do it. Like I really, really, really did, but it was just really hard. And it's like I tried. And it's crazy because this kid was in my middle school and we ended up going to high school together, having class in high school too. So that was the fucking crazy part. So it was hard for me to fucking, like, you know, like really, like, you know, be comfortable too in class too. Like I'm trying to be comfortable, but I gotta be out of my comfort to make this kid comfortable because he trips out over this, like, to the point. So one day, like, we was taking a test or whatever, I was clicking it, man, this dude must have got up and like low-key took flight on me. And I felt bad because he was a kid that was in special ed, but he took flight on me. Not like that. I low-key swung back. It's just it was just like a natural effect because like I wasn't expecting that. And it's like when I was clicking, I realized that I was clicking and I stopped. Like I set my pen down. It's like I started rolling it to, like, you know, to try to do something else. But it's like by the time I even did that, bro had came and swung like into this low-key like clocked me, and I just bounced up and swung back. And it went off half from there, like, and it's like I got in trouble for it, but it's like I tried not to. So it's like, you know, honestly, so certain things, it's like you just gotta really. I feel like you should learn that shit, but I feel like learning it will help a lot of people. But also learning it, it's like you. I think learning it at a certain age. Learning it at a certain age. When people, because parents low key put that shit on kids, so they start thinking they have that certain disorder or something or whatever, so they start acting that way even more because they got it in their head like, oh, I'm a kid that can't sit down, or I'm a kid that's like this. So they get it in their head that they're like that, so they start doing it more.
Yeah, I definitely will say this, like, for anybody that is watching, if you guys, you know, can relate to this and, you know, or are going through something in life right now, definitely, you know, get the help. Not necessarily whether it's medication, maybe just needing a friend to talk to, or being more open with maybe like a family member or somebody that you're close to.
Sometimes you can talk to a stranger.
Yeah, because
they have websites to where you can sign up to and talk to people that's online or whatever.
Yeah, we can add a couple too.
It's not no weird like website. It's like actual like therapists and stuff that where you could talk to them online, to where it's not no face to face, and it's still like a sealed and everything to where it's yeah. And I only know about that because one of my therapists was telling me about that.
Yeah, therapy is actually cool.
It just depends too on what type of therapist you got.
Yeah.
You know, you got the ones that's just for the money.
I would definitely
you got the ones
say
that really care. And
my opinion on like mental health and stuff like that. Sorry, y'all, I'm rolling a blunt. That's why I'm looking down. I would definitely say like I could say like I have PTSD and I have, you know, women. I say powerful women because women I look up to in my family that also have PTSD and have similar struggles. Like, for example, my mom. I look up to my mom heavy because we're kind of very alike, but it's like to know that she understands my struggles or she understands my triggers, and I have came a long way to understand her triggers too, you get me? And the way like sometimes communication goes down, it's like we know not to say certain things. And, like, just being aware, like, it just makes you feel kind of better because then you know, like, you're not putting them in any type of state, like, you know, like a mental state or making them in, like, what am I trying to say? You know what I'm trying to say? Like, you're not putting them in a position.
It's like the weird, awkward position, basically.
Yeah, like, people, like, everybody reacts different to triggers. Some people shut down and literally will hide in their room. Some people will cry. Some people might snap.
Gesture you
feel me?
That could trigger somebody.
Some people might want to fight.
It is a good idea people should be aware of certain things because, like I said, just the click of a pen could really like bug somebody. A tap of a pencil could really bug somebody. And it's like I didn't really figure it out that it was bugging him
until it happened.
No, I knew because they told me like after a while. That's why I said I tried my best to control it.
But you have your own,
and it's like I have my own things that help me. You get me? So that's why it was hard. So as I said, when I got to high school and stuff or whatever, and we ended up in the same class, it was kind of like a damn, like fuck, what was the odds of this happening? You get me?
Yeah.
And it's like I said, just one day we was taking a test and I just forgot. But it's like I caught myself, but it was low key too late. That shit was crazy though. If anybody from high school that was in my class, y'all know what I'm talking about.
That is too funny. Watch somebody slide up in the comments. Okay, let me get.
Especially if y'all went to middle school with me too and high school, y'all probably know exactly what I'm talking about. We have the same class. But the kid was real cool though. He was real cool. Like he was a real cool kid though. Like that was the thing. Like it was just that everybody has their own things. Like we had, like I said, I had middle school and high school with the kid, and we was in class together like a lot. That was a crazy thing. We had multiple classes together. So I did actually end up talking to bro a few times, which is I was saying he was cool. He was real cool and stuff.
I have a question.
But I had told the teacher, I was like, man, I told my counselor, I was like, we gotta figure out how to switch classes because this is gonna be hard. Like, I got more than one class with the dude. Like, and y'all know that I have to, like, it's an issue for me to do this.
Yeah,
and he doesn't like this. And it's like, you get me? And it was like, and I told him too, like, what was the principles? And it was like one of my teachers too from middle school, and we had that class together in middle school, and that was the teacher. She came to my high school, and she kind of knew the situation too. So, and then I went to go tell her, like, I have class with people again or whatever. And then she was like, how's that going? I'm like, it's kind of hard and stuff. And then when that situation happened, I went and I told her what happened because I was trying to figure out, like, what to do about it. Like, because I'm going to be honest, like, everybody know in high school, especially if y'all went to Paris High, bro, it was hard to talk to the counselors and get y'all schedule changed or whatever and shit. So, I went to a teacher that I knew from past years and, and asked her what was the best step about doing this. I tell the counselor this, and this. And there's already an incident report that was written up because this happened. So it's like, at that point, might as well switch it so another incident don't happen. So that's how I was able to get my classes changed and shit. It wasn't the fact that we had beef or nothing. It was just the fact that things that we had to do with our mental health, you gave me type shit, it just didn't fit in the classroom. Mm-hmm. So other than that, yeah, bro was a cool person. Because when we walked past in class or whatever, say what's up, whatever, because we had ROTC together and everything.
Well, I have another question. This is so random. I was just looking on my little computer, y'all. And, okay, so it says, what couples do you look up to the most or want your own life to look like?
You gonna answer first or me?
Oh, I could answer this easily. I feel like I'm not looking up to no couple.
Facts.
Because, like, I'm not trying to sound cocky, but I just feel like
different.
I feel like I want my own love life. I want my own bond. I don't want my relationship to be like anybody else. I want mine a one of a kind, just what we got.
I feel like everybody's relationship is one of a
Y'all, we be in the garage with somebody car honking, but
I feel like everybody's
as long as it's not ours.
Yeah, I feel like everybody's thing is one of a kind because, and I only say that because growing up, you give me everybody done had different relationships. Every person that you talk to,
and some people seen divorces too.
Exactly, and it's like every relationship you get in, it's a different relationship. You experience a different type of love or a different type of trauma or whatever the fuck happened in that relationship. You get what I'm saying? And that's why I would say you can't look up to no relationship because every relationship is different. So what relationship can you really look up to? Because this person that you probably saying got a good relationship right now probably had 30 fucking relationships and cheated on every bitch. and their relationship looks so good, but he really cheated on her on the low.
On God,
they have this public figure to where they're trying to show it to where they're not. As long as you don't make that person look dumb in public or whatever, you get me, they not tripping. So it's like shit like that. So it's like, what can you really look up to? Nah, you gotta build your own relationship, like you said.
Mm-hmm. And I would definitely say this is like, back to like what you were saying, like is basically a cover. Like, yo, this is what I find crazy is like these famous people, like, you know, there's people that people might look up to, and like you said, they'll be cheating, but they have like an agreement, like, don't embarrass me,
well,
type of
like,
thing, or
it's also
don't get caught up in the public eye or whatever. You know, people might do that.
Watching TV, you could tell who does what and who doesn't do what.
Yeah.
Especially if you watch a TV show from this season to this season, especially if it's some reality TV shit and you follow them on Instagram. Obviously, yeah, TV be lying, IG be lying, but if you're a person that's a person that read between the lines and not a person, like a bullshitter can't bullshit a bullshitter, you get what I'm saying?
That part.
So it's like when you watching shit, you looking like, come on now, my nigga. So certain stuff like that, it's like, okay, you get what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, so it's like they got this type of thing going on. Or it's like this person know this person cheating, but they love them so much that they don't want to let go. They rather keep getting hurt.
Or they don't want to tell them.
Exactly. Like that they know or whatever. You get what I'm saying? Because, or they say, I'd rather stay together for our family, but no, because it's like, yeah, you could do that, but it's like, are you really doing something that's good? Because the kids seeing it, the kids can feel the emotion and everything. You feel me? The kids seeing y'all fighting all that stuff, whatever, blase. People do what they want to do. It's your life. You choose what you want to do. But when you see stuff like that, or you don't actually witness certain stuff like that, or you know people that's been married, and like you sit down and had conversations with these people that's been married for over 45 years or whatever, or over 20 years or whatever, and they tell you that, oh yeah, we do this as long as, you know.
Okay, so then cut back in. Sorry, y'all. The camera like cut out, but we don't know what just happened. But
they'll be like, you know, don't bring it back to the crib or whatever, or people that's not famous, you know, they be like, don't bring it back to the crib, don't let the kids find out or whatever. People that are famous or whatever that has this public figure, obviously, you know, don't make me look stupid in public, don't get caught up or whatever. And that's vice versa. That's, you know, and I say it's like that for the famous people because for natural people, they do that cover up for their family and stuff. They don't want their family to know, or they don't want their kids to know. So, you get me? So, it just plays a higher role. That's why I say that. And then also, it's like, people stay in abusive relationships, and it's like, why? You complain about
but some people say why, or some people...
That's what I'm saying. We say why, but they have their reason why.
Or they just are so afraid, or like they might complain.
That's what I'm saying.
You might consider complaining to your friends, or you telling your friends all the time, but it's just really you trying to let out that feeling. But then you're stuck. Like, you know, you can't leave.
That's what I'm saying. So they have their reasons. So it's like you can't really like question, and you know,
for sure,
it's. A lot of these questions, I'm gonna be honest, they all go back to one question or to one answer. You get me?
And what's that?
It all depends on what you've been through and what you experienced within this friendship, within this relationship.
And then
that was a relationship question, and the other one was a
friendship
question.
And mental health.
And the mental health, exactly.
And
so that was like a life question.
Together.
That was a friend question. That was a relationship question. Those all go back to one answer. It all depends on what you went through in life and what you experienced. That's going.
And how open-minded you are.
Because also
because there's relationships where they don't want to put up with the triggers, or they don't want to put up with the trauma, or they'll be like, you have a mental illness. No, thank you. I don't want to deal with that.
Or they don't want to give that person a chance.
That person will probably love you more than anybody. They was in
a relationship with somebody so long, and they gave this person so long to change, and that person ain't never changed. So when they get into a new relationship or whatever, it's like they expect somebody to change right then and there, and it takes time to change.
But if you love that person, you will be there every step of the way. You will help them change. You will work with them to change.
To a certain degree. If the person's not trying to change,
yes.
If they change for a little bit and then literally go back to their ways, and then you get into the
Then
same
it's like,
argument,
yeah, nah.
and then it's like, all right, and then you do this. That's why I said it all depends on, like I said, what you've been through and what you experienced with certain people. And that's the same thing with what do you consider a red flag in a person, and how you expect mental health from when you were younger to now. And that question you just asked, I forgot what it was.
Well, y'all, I have, we're going to do a closing question. We're going to do some more self-love and positivity and motivational speaking throughout this week. I do have a special guest that's going to be joining us this Saturday. Yeah. And it's going to be, like I said, we're going to talk about insecurities, self-love, and love with, how women love their body and how some women.
So that's like the main topic of the week, like.
Yeah, we're gonna do a lot of self-love and
like,
and then we're gonna also spread some awareness. Like this will probably go on for at least 2 weeks. Let's spread some awareness.
I just feel like with us having guests and stuff and audience tapping in and stuff,
we hear different perspectives.
Exactly, and it's like
And you learn too.
Like I've said before, it's like, in order to be a teacher, you got to be a student. You always got to be willing to learn to be able to teach somebody.
Yep, and that's fact.
So,
that's
if y'all watching, anybody could be a guest on here because everybody has a story or everybody has questions or topics they want to talk about that we probably didn't have no idea about. So, everybody, ideas, come in if you want to be on a show. If you don't want to, and if you don't want to be on a show, but you want to send your idea, send it in, and we'll talk about it. We'll bring somebody on the show to talk about it, so you'll have more perspectives on different people's perspective on that topic or whatever, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then maybe one day we'll probably have a line where we could be like, "Hey, we got a caller on the line too. What's your name?"
Right? That'd be cool. Yes, for sure. Okay, y'all. So make sure you like, comment, subscribe. We're going to add some couple links down here. Maybe, just a positive quote. Anything that when you click the link, you never know what you're going to get. Maybe it's going to be something that might just put a smile on your face. So my last question is, do you have a favorite quote? And if so, what is it?
Do I have a favorite quote? If so, what is it? Damn. I can't even say I have one because it's a lot of quotes I actually like.
Or one that you would like to share with our viewers.
I'm trying to think.
It's blunt. Well, I'll say mine. My favorite quote that I would like to share with y'all is, "You may see me struggle, but you'll never see me quit." And that's some facts. That's some real facts. Because you're going to go through a lot in life. Life is like, sometimes it might be like, you feel me?
Judged by 12 and carried by 6.
Okay. We just go.
It's and I gotta think of an inspiring quote.
She gonna give one to y'all the next episode. How about that? You gotta have a quote the next episode for them.
Through life, it gets hard, but never look down. Always keep your head up. I don't know if that's a real quote or not, but if it's not, you're King Kimbo.
Okay. All right, y'all. Y'all have a wonderful night, day, whatever time it is, wherever y'all at.
Whenever y'all watching it.
Yeah, thank you guys so much for tuning in. And if you guys have any topic suggestions, DM us or comment below.